do we scaffold instruction for students? This process of scaffolding is just like the picture of our stairs with ladders. Our job as a teacher is to help the child reach higher in their learning and their achievement. So instead of asking to make the whole step, we give them a little ladder up each step. And so we're never asking them to do something that is too difficult for them. We're always half a step behind them. And so it's really important that to scaffold, we know what they know and we know what they don't know, and we have to bridge the gap between the two. Scaffolding comprehension means that teachers need to model the different comprehension strategies step by step and demonstrate them explicitly. What this means is you are going to show boys and girls how these strategies work before, during, and after you read a story. And a lot of it is going to be you using graphic organizers and drawing things on the board, helping them map their ideas, and also thinking and sharing what is in your brain when you're reading. And good teachers do think alouds often, where they say, I have a question, or I wonder what will happen next, or that makes me think of. And so this process of thinking out loud is a way that we can model what's going on in our heads, and they will learn to put those ideas in their own heads as they read. A funny story of this, the skill of prediction, is one that we use with real young learners. And when my middle daughter was about, 3 or 4 years old, we were reading in bed one night, and I heard her say, I wonder what will happen next, every time we turn the page. And I thought, wow, she has really great prediction strategies in place already. And several nights went on, and every time we turn a page, she'd say, I wonder what will happen next. And I was kind of baffled by this until one day I was reading to her, and I said out loud, I wonder what will happen next. And I found that I did it so often in my classroom reading to my school children that I was still doing it at home as I was reading to my own daughters. And just by doing that all the time, I taught her to wonder and to predict. And so this is scaffolding, kind of mixed with that emergent literacy philosophy that the more we do it and model it, the more they'll pick it up. Unfortunately, with comprehension, we have to name what we're doing at some point. And so at some point, when she was a little older, someone had to say to her, well, that wondering is called predicting. And we do that so we can understand the story and make good guesses. So it's the process of modeling and demonstrating our thinking and then matching it with explicit instruction. And this is done in comprehension before you read, during reading, and after reading. Now, not every strategy happens at every step, but some of our strategies are before reading strategies. So before you read, you may be modeling certain things. Some of the strategies we do during our reading, and many of the strategies we come back after we've read to see what they remember. And so this is how scaffolding works. Now, scaffolding is a very gradual process, and as the students become more proficient, we release our involvement and give them more control. And so I have a little timeline at the bottom. And the first step on the top timeline is explicit instruction in each area of comprehension. And this is where the teacher is modeling and demonstrating and talking about it. And underneath it, you see the words I do. And that's the teacher. What does the teacher do? As the students become a little more proficient in the skill, they move on to guided practice in the strategies of comprehension. And this is where we do together. And so we're still working interactively. Think about that interactive reading and writing. We're doing the skills together, but I'm still talking about them, but they're taking a little more ownership in the strategies. And then when you feel they're ready, they move into the area of independent practice and application. And this is where you send them off to do things on their own. And this is our you do. This does not happen over the course of a day or a week. It's going to happen over the course of many weeks and months, and possibly even a school year for some of those students. So scaffolding is constantly looking at what we need to teach, going through that gradual release process until they're independent, and then we introduce a new strategy for them to do the same process in. And that's scaffolding.